From the legends like Dr. Fuller, to the stalwarts like Dr. Norton, to the great teachers like Dr. Coyle and Dr. Love, yes, we have a Dr. Love, to the firefighters like Dr. Sidlow, to the chief residents and the staff, and all the fine attendants who we have been apprentices to and have taught us their craft, Einstein-Jacobi is made up of its people. First called Bronx Municipal Hospital Center, Jacobi Medical Center was named after Dr. Abraham Jacobi, a world-renowned pediatrician and advocate of quality infant care. The hospital opened its doors on November 1st, 1955, with 898 beds. Much of its original planning and design was born out of necessity as a result of the Cold War. Located 15 miles from Manhattan, not too close and not too far away, with its easy access to highways, railways, navigable waterways, airports, the site was ideally suited for use as a large wartime evacuation center, and its placement in an outer borough was a deliberate measure to avoid fallout from a possible nuclear attack. Coincidentally, around this time, Yeshiva University had secured a charter with the New York State Board of Regents to establish a medical school. Their motivation was in large part due to the difficulty Jewish applicants had experienced in gaining acceptance into medical school. Albert Einstein agreed to attach his name to the medical school on his 74th birthday on March 14, 1953. His agreement was only given after the school agreed to write into its bylaws that admission would not be based on race, religion, creed, or color. University advisors recommended establishing the medical school adjacent to and affiliated with the new municipal hospital in the Bronx. Hospital representatives similarly found the arrangement an attractive one. Thus, the first classes began on September 12, 1955, and a symbiotic relationship was forged between Jacobi Medical Center and Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Dr. Milford Bullock, former program director and caretaker of the program to this day, observed that a key feature of the relationship between Jacobi and the medical school has been the hospital's role for teaching medical students, residents, and fellows. Over the years, Jacobi's and Einstein's medical accomplishments and innovations have been numerous. Highlights include the following. In 1958, Dr. Seymour Furman performed the first non-surgically implanted pacemaker, eliminating the need to cut open the patient's chest. In the 1960s, Jacobi surgeons performed the world's first clinical coronary artery bypass. Jacobi neurologists isolated chemical markers which make it possible to identify carriers of Tay-Sachs disease, a deadly genetic disorder. In the decades since, Jacobi has emerged as a leader in areas of emergency medicine, trauma surgery, burn care, and AIDS research and treatment. Today, Jacobi sees more than 23,000 admissions and 400,000 outpatient visits annually. Our level 1 trauma emergency department treats more than 115 patients each year. Our burn unit is one of 3 in New York City. The neonatal ICU is one of 17 statewide. Our stroke center is a New York State designated center for emergency stroke care. I think I'm starting to sound like the Jacobi phone system on hold advertisement. Furthermore, Jacobi is a leader and an innovator in information technology, receiving multiple Most Wired awards and the first New York City hospital to go green. Point being, we have been doing a damn good job serving our Morris Park, Bronx community for over 50 years. Dr. Bertram M. Bell, distinguished university professor at ACOM, longtime and current Jacobi attending physician, said, "The ambiance of Jacobi has not changed over the past 50 years. I still look forward to coming to work each day to interact with staff and take care of patients." Now, I'll tell you a bit more about the people. I'll start with those who are probably the most integral to any residency experience. So I'd like to take this time to honor my teammates. They are a strong and diverse bunch. They have taken many various paths to the same place. We hail from all over the world, from as far away as India to as close as our own backyard in the Bronx, and Israel, Syria, Italy, Germany, Albania, Austria, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Mexico in between. Our languages spoken include Hindi, Telugu, Hebrew, Arabic, Italian, German, French, Portuguese, Polish, Albanian, Serbo-Croatian, and Romanian. Suffice it to say, if you have 1 million of Jacobi residents, then you need no need for the language line when any one of our many worldly patients get off the plane at JFK and say, "Take me to Jacobi." Earnestly, though, I have never been so honored to be with or impressed with such a group of people. They have been my comrades, and we have gone into battle together for the last 3 years. A Jacobi's resident's idea of showing off is not leaving anything undone for the next man or woman to relieve his post. And they make sure that every patient is tucked in with a metaphorical and sometimes literal kiss on the forehead. A Jacobi resident is thick-skinned, well-educated, honorable, a problem solver, cool under pressure while alarm bells are going off, blood pressures are dropping, and heart rates are rising. I'll give you a little insight into our residency experience. One of the things that you'd be asked to do as an intern is transfer a sick patient from the floors to the ICU. Doing this takes a lot of coordination, both mentally and physically. You see, not only do you have to be in sync with all of your seniors and write a transfer note, but you actually have to transfer the patient. So you have to push the patient's bed, the IV pole, and the oxygen tank all at the same time while directing this whole caravan into the elevator, all while someone from transport watches you and burst into the elevator. And so you have to swallow some pride and rework the whole juggling act. And that's exactly what it feels like as an intern at times, a juggling act. Now, fast forward 2 years to the SMR shift, senior medical resident. Our coming of age rotation. Though more couth and collected you are, the situation is not any less hairy. Now your shift is 24 hours long and you carry 3 pagers. One linking you directly to the ER, another for all codes, and a third that's just your regular pager. You are firefighter and traffic controller rolled into one. You have to stay abreast of all emergencies, be in constant coordination with vet board, and your junior residents and the ER. Now, let me tell you a little something about that ER pager. It never stops going off. 5800, the extension to the emergency room. 5800. Yeah, we got someone we want to bring in, a 25-year-old with chest pain. We think he's having a massive heart attack. 5800, 5800, the timing and regularity are impeccable. You could set an atomic clock by it. All you have to do to make sure it goes off is prepare a quiet little comfortable spot for yourself to catch a short respite, and then 5800. And now a few words about our fearless leader, Dr. Norden, our chief of medicine. Charlie, or the tall man as we fondly call him behind his back, has taught us many things. Many mornings have we sat gathered in the medicine library as he leads us in intake rounds, which he does 7 days a week. That means every day. So if you're not seeing Dr. Norden in intake rounds, then you're staring at his robot double. This is where Dr. Norden and the residents hear all of the cases that have come through in the night and day past. We present and hear some 30 cases in 60 minutes, each about a person, some with a medical problem, others not so much, that have been admitted to our service. Dr. Norden hears these cases worked up by the residents, usually giving nods in agreement, an occasional gruff. He sprinkles his signature on the service, making sure the broader strokes are taken care of, all while having respect and trust in those working below him, knowing that he can only see a snapshot of the cases. He teaches us about the latest pertinent clinical trials on the matter, what the texts have to say, and keeps us privy on what to look out for. But if nothing more, we should take away the following from these informative mornings.